What in the world? Why so massive? Why so many? Why so big? Hey guys, welcome back. This week we should be talking about how I need to trim my beard and get a haircut, but instead we're going to be addressing a question that we get asked a lot, and that is about our solar system. A lot of people approach us and ask, why do we have such a massive solar arch? And really just because that's what came with the boat. The previous owner of the boat had this pretty substantial arch made that when we bought the boat, it had 2 wind generators, 900-watt solar panels, and 2 satellite domes all attached on it, plus a winch to help with the dinghy, cameras, a few other things that were pretty unnecessary from our standpoint, but the bones were good, and the structure, although a little massive, works really well for what we needed. In addition to the massive solar arch that came with the boat, there's also solar panels on the coach roof, both on the port and starboard side. However, they don't function, and we didn't bother taking them off because then there'd be some gel coat work that needed to be done. So for the moment we've left them, and we're kind of seeing if we need the extra power or not, and if so, then we'd probably replace them with ones that function. So far we've been doing pretty good, but they are wired up and just not hooked into the grid, so it's nice to have the option. So basically what we did was, when we first took over the boat, we got rid of all the old equipment. We took off the solar panels, we took off the wind generators, we took off the satellite domes, we removed the old floodlights, the old cameras, pretty much everything. We kept the Victron 3000 watt inverter, and it came with a couple MPPTs that weren't functioning properly or really the size that we needed. So what we did was we took all that off and built a little bit stronger structure underneath where the new panels landed, and then we installed 6 Q-Cell 350 watt panels and ran them in series to 3 Victron MPPT 100 by 50 units that all work actually pretty well together. So if there is a little bit of shading from the boom, depending on sun angle, it doesn't shut the whole system down, and it gives us a lot more control. So basically this video isn't necessarily about the technologies of solar. There's plenty of them out there. I'm not well versed enough to go into detail on explaining what you might need for your boat, but I'm just going to explain to you guys what we have for our boat and how it suits our needs. So we have 1,000 amp hours of lead carbon batteries that is charged through 6 350 watt Q-Cell solar panels for a total of 2100, which actually balances really nice. We wake up in the morning, and mind you, we run 4 Dometic fridges, all the lights we want, and we wake up typically around 83%, and we're to 100% charge usually around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the latest, depending on sun and our angle. So for what we do, it actually works really well. Yes, it does look a little bit massive, but the structure, like I said, was put together so well that it didn't make sense to scrap because it'd just be an added expense that's unnecessary. And the structure kind of grows on us. It helps with, on top of the coach roof, it adds an extra railing where we have a sun pad out that on typical 440s there is no railing, so you're back there with no real, railing. And so there, it makes it a little less safe to be underway up there, where now if Yvette wants to lay down while we're underway but not come down, she'll lay up there while I'm at the wheel and just kind of lounge and enjoy the ride. So it's a pretty good setup. It works and suits all of our needs. Kept the winch, added new floodlights that are on a remote now, so when you pull in the dinghy at night, you can turn them on from a distance, so you can come in and get on and off without any troubles or being left in the dark. So that is a nice feature that those allow to have. So the 440, you come out the port side and across the back of the boat, but you see some of them and they have the solar panels the same height as the coach roof, but the design on these, the coach roof is about 5 feet 6 inches max, which means you're ducking all the way across the back. So having the really high arch like we have allows for you to walk across the back while standing up and feeling comfortable. It also provides cover from the rain, whether you're barbecuing or sitting in the rear cockpit, which is a nice feature, unintentional of course because the arch was already there, but it works for what we do. The only other alternative we could have gone was with 5 400 watt panels, but we would have ended up having kind of an offset spacing, or I guess now that could go back and do it, maybe we would have gone that route, because then it could have allowed you to build a platform to walk out across the middle and jump off the back, which would have been kind of cool. But maybe next time. The system gives us plenty of power. We have 4 Dometic fridges that we run full time. One of them a dedicated freezer. One of them is half fridge, half freezer. And then 2 of the front door little freezer on top style fridges. We have a washing machine that we use frequently. We have an induction cooktop, we have a coffee maker, a toaster, and a bread maker, and 4 underwater lights that we obviously don't run all those at the same time, and not all of them every single day obviously, but it does support those fully off the grid. Never leaves us in a situation where we're thinking, oh, I wish we could use this, but we don't have the power for it. When we bought the boat, it came with the BMV Victron monitor. And after adding all of our equipment, we also added the Victron Serbo, which comes with this little touch panel here to help monitor all your systems. We're currently on shore power, which is why our panels aren't putting anything in. That's the setup.
And we love it.
And with that, we've reached the end of our solar panel tour. Be sure to ask any questions you have in the comment section. I'll do my best to get them answered for you. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, and tune in next week.